Today we'll talk about being poor versus being broke and being broken emotionally, because this is very important to help with this information, to help cope with what's about to go down in the near future. Hopefully not, but if worse comes to pass, I'm hoping you'll be prepared. So the reason why I think this is relevant is because in hard times, when there is lack of all kinds and scarcity of all kinds, it's good to have very good mental strength. It's good to have your mental strong. It's good to stay positive, and I know that's very hard to do, the reason I'm talking about this topic. So if you ask people what's the difference between being poor and being broke, many of them will jump at the opportunity to tell you that being poor is suffering economic misfortune for a long period of time, perhaps for their entire life, where others would tell you that being broke means suffering economic misfortune for a short period of time and bouncing back from that. Now, although there is some science to this, there's some truth to this, I want to propose to you a new way of looking at things, and I want to draw from my own experience, and this may hopefully help you. We all know those people who seem to be so poor, so lacking in material things, finances, and so on, and they always seem to be happy. Their lives seem to be with no care in the world, and they're happy beings. They're always joyful, singing, laughing. You know these people? I know a few of them. Also, you may also know people who have all the money in the world, or they have full bank accounts and they have everything they could wish for, but they most of the time miserable. They're never happy, never content, always grumpy, negative, so on and so forth, right? So you would think that the first category of people are really poor, and the second category of people are wealthy, right? Well, I want to propose to you, I want to suggest to you that being poor or being broke, they're both mental states, literally. It's all mental. It's all mental. It's all in our own heads. So, and before it's in our heads, it's in our heart, in our spirit. So when somebody feels broken emotionally, whether or not they have money in the bank, if they feel broken inside, emotionally, spiritually, in their heart, I promise you sooner or later, they will most likely feel that in their finances as well, because it's all about equilibrium. Prosperity, it's a state of mind. Wealth is a state of mind. If somebody has money in the bank, but they're miserable most of the time, if they're negative, they're criticizing, never happy or content, most of the time the level of money they have is going to adjust to the level of emotion that they have in their personal lives. I've seen this happen so many times, and I'm sure you have examples around you, right? Now, I want to suggest to you that the first category we're talking about, the people who are considered as being poor because their finances are not in order, because they're lacking, that sometimes they may live below the poverty line, but they're joyous, they're happy, they enjoy life, they're singing, they're dancing. I want you to know that those people, because of their high spirits, because of their high energy, it is inevitable that they will attract prosperity and wealth in their life. What I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a palace and $1 million bank account. By wealth, I mean just well-being, financial well-being. Why? Because it's inevitable that there's going to be a balance and an equilibrium between their own emotional state and their finances, because finances, money is all energy, and the energy in their bank account is going to sooner or later match the energy in their spirit, in their heart. So why I'm telling you all this? I'm telling you all this so that you understand that, speaking from my own experience, there have been moments in my life where I was so poor financially, I was literally living below the poverty line. And there are many reasons for that, but I want you to know that in those times when there was not enough money in my pocket, I perhaps went on without eating for a number of days or suffering, whatever. In those times, I was so active, I was so involved with different projects. I was always looking for opportunity to be better, get better, earn money. And what happened? Because I was not concentrating on the lack, I was not concentrating on the fact that I was not having the money in the bank. I was only focusing on what I can do to earn the money that I need, what I can do to get better at what I do. I was looking at what I can do, what's within my control to change my circumstances. Basically, I was not even thinking twice about the lack of money. I was only looking at opportunities I could bring into my life. And what happened? In no time, I had people and circumstances drawn to me, like literally like drawn by the hand of God, because otherwise I cannot explain it. So there are people coming to me with opportunities opportunities and with jobs and with money and with all sorts of miracles, literally, which helped me get better, helped me. I had money in my pocket, I had multiple jobs, I had multiple sources of income, and then it took a couple of months to get better financially, and then I've been on an upward trend since then, never looked back, never had a similar problem. So poverty for me in my life was a one-off experience. Luckily, I've never hit rock bottom ever again. I'm sharing this with you so you can understand and hopefully be inspired by my experience and know that no matter what your personal financial circumstances look like today, or they may look like in the days, weeks, months, or years ahead, you can always do something. You can always do something. You can always take action. You can always find a way creatively through your own efforts to better your circumstances. And by you taking positive action, your circumstances will have to change. It's just natural law. It's something that's immovable. You are the one who creates the change in your own financial circumstances by taking action with things you can do, right? So that's one story. The other story I wanted to tell you is about being financially broke. And again, I'm going to draw from my own experience, so hopefully that's going to inspire you. So as I was saying earlier, poverty is something I've only experienced once in my life. Was a one-off experience. I've never hit rock bottom ever again. From that point on, I went straight up. But it happened that at some point in my life, I felt really broke. And I wanted to tell you how weird this is so you understand that it's literally just a mental experience. So what was happening is I had thousands of pounds in my bank account, but the circumstances around me seemed so poor, so without opportunity, that I felt stuck. So the interesting situation at the time was that I had tens of thousands of pounds in my bank account, in my investments, and I felt so broke. I felt really broke. Why? Because it was all in my mind. It was all mental. So in my mind, I felt that I was stuck in a situation with my income at work, in my working situation, my earning situation. I felt stuck and I didn't feel there was any solution for me to unstuck myself. I felt there was no solution for me to unstuck myself and progress. And I got sort of paralyzed. I got stuck in this atmosphere for a couple of years, and it felt to me that I was stuck for so long that I couldn't see a way out, and I was like literally in paralysis analysis mode. So you see, I had money in the bank, I had money invested, I could always get that money in my pocket, literally. But in my mind, I was broke because I couldn't see at the time a way for me to get out of my situation and earn more and progress further in my earnings. So that's why I felt literally broke. It's hard to explain unless you actually live it for yourself and you are in that situation and you feel like, oh my God, whatever I do, it doesn't seem to be the right move. There's no right move here. So this is the exact opposite of the example I was giving you earlier. So because of my negative thinking, my negative thoughts, the negative atmosphere surrounding my emotion, I was stuck literally for a couple of years thinking this way, unfortunately. In the end, I was able to transform and transcend my situation and be better for it, do better, much better afterwards. So the takeaway, so the element I want you to take away from this story is that at the end of the day, whether somebody feels totally broke or totally poor depends solely on their emotional state. If the person feels emotionally broken, then no matter how much money they have in the bank, they will feel broke, right? Or perhaps even poor. But if a person is really literally financially poor, but they are emotionally positive, they are emotionally stable, positive, uplifted, it's just a matter of time for things to turn around. Okay, so I hope this really inspired you. This was literally a message for somebody who needed to hear this. I'm hoping you get inspiration out of this, and then you're going to be looking at things a little bit differently. You're going to do some self-examination, self-reflection, and think about what I said, what I shared with you here. Hopefully this is going to help you prepare for some tough times that lie ahead. Hopefully, I'm praying that we can avert this. If you enjoyed this, I have a few other videos you might like. I have a playlist I've created, which is called Work That Money, has valuable videos in it. I suggest you check it out. I'm going to link this up. I also have a number of videos in a playlist about personal transformation. I suggest you check this out as well. I'm gonna link these two up, and if you enjoyed this video, please share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in one of my next videos soon. Take care for now.